Yo abusia nanso so kwesi ada biom na enen nkoma me ne obedi ne ye nkoma enhu hia yie pa. Enti me to me bo na me ne wafam na wo de wadwene aba. If indeed we love Africa, if indeed we want to liberate ourselves, then it goes beyond individual affair. That is one. Two, say ye pese ye liberating ye ho pa de a say ye to me cop back because I want to wo bottoms mu no want to mu ye na epa ho a bibia ni wa wo betumi aya atom ye age wo lusu the entire bottoms no na wasan atotom nyina biom ansa na atumi aye ye. I have multiple of downloads bi wo ho episodes bi asemi nyaaya anka 50% of us, especially Ghanaians, ebe yo mo adwen se sa asem wo mo pese o mote se ye pese ye de ye ho a enye ye keka ye ho na emom erobi a akoso ena ese nka yetumi ko back na yetumi hwe sa errors no na yetumi correct because some say omo ka asem bi wo Bible no mu se ebe moja ekasa ya na etiamu ema osoro eteye ade a ye betumi aye se bibifo me ye ho ato ye ne fa pimpon ejina Ghana so na ne fa pimpon na ejina Ghana so no so ewo bibi a abopo anka ni baby papa mu a anka ese yetimi bie yakomam ne ye ma ye ho kwan na de obenya ho akwanya no wakasa asem no na anka ya hwe de ebe ye wo ho ne yetumi ade ye ho ama akwakoye te say we are polishing on that sa asem we no me pone ho kakra na wakodwen ho na wo de wo energy aba na wa say yade a yemfa sa episodes ni gu abonten a it's a very difficult case. Now what am I saying? The entia ye nuanom no bi blocking nsuo no omo de fill with cement esisi dan si so adeko a ewo ya adwene mu nia ekire se wo blocking nsuo with cement mo amote abrochire mote wo mu hu dan akese mu hu de ekeka ka ho edan dodo se na mahu so mo de 6 inches blocks ena edisi wo ko China edan esisi nsuo so omo de nnua na aye ena nsuo ni namase wo ko abrochire ba bi aga tapo no omo etim na nsuo na mu na ekọ na eba ye de cement ne blocks e de blocking nsuo no se ma emba edan na ema ye be ye enibrefo na den na abema ye ya sresrefo na die na sebe ama Ghana 43 ye fi ye nipasum na sebe ye ya ade ase adwene bi eni ho na sem we na me won episodes no less than 5 ye downloads a minya kamede beto abonten na obia owo Ghana spirit ewo ni mu natumi afa na ka ya drive akodu ba bi ebedu na ka ye sensane sa sebe epoye looking like nkwase apoyi ka ye sensane ni nyina na yetumi ade ye ho but ade ba ko na medwen ho a mentumi nti ase de ema nipa wure fi ade ntem na de ema nipa nso so appreciate protect cherish ade a reduce no eno na medwen ho a na mentumi nti ase sa asem ne nna me pese me no adwen ho eya asem a eye very dear to my heart ede asem na meka wo hwe Africa nyina minim sa de a wo bedwen ba bia ni ho sebe omo ani da ho na nka omo de omo ho echen Ghana fo anka Ghana ni ensrade anka Ghana ni enim hia anka Ghana ni enebu ne ho ka wo de abubifo nyina gu ho a Ghana ni na nka ne ho eda nso Kwame Nkrumah ebeye bibi ade a Kwame Nkrumah be ye no eya ade a de pride bi ebe she Ghana fo emu enti nanka Ghana fo de omo nsresrade nanka Ghana fo danso ewo ye mfefo nyina mu obeye na dwen so obe change sa energy ni frequency any vibrations na reduce Ghana fo ekofom no or yes, I did not raise Ghana for a consciousness because the man was a spiritual somebody. Ye gusuna ye nyi na ye kono. Ena ye nya a hybrid. A obe ignite slave trade and a slave masters no. Omu niyama omu yegu asase no so reduce yen. Enu na di fear ebe se ye mu a no obi wo sika kro ntumi yi sika no no show ni off. ene beka ye nyina hyeye enne aye wo hwe obi wo sika wo kromu akra ontumi show Nigeria for tumi show omusika ene bibia ede ben na de timi diti gweyi ebeto ye so Kwame Nkrumah ye one speech obeye bibi ena there is a hybrid onu nso beye bibi adenti na bibifo refi ade entem na bibi ya build ewo mojasem so ene ehu bepese mi hu se ubetumi adosa ade ne manefa pemetimi asesa na ija we ma o se kodwen hu eden na amaga na fo abeye so greedy so selfish sebe kafra ya beye nsemone sebe ya dwene abafom ya reduce to nothing na ade e reduce ye ne so ene ye so ne ye kotokoto na ye sonsom enu bi nene mene wo eba beka ho asem bibi ani bibi se nenso the American no the downloads na wo ho ni bi na mate ho kakra a kire wo no si ye pese ye de ye ho a ese yetimi hwe sa two species yi energy a omo be build wa asase no so ni yetumi dum baako yetumi pagya baako no bibini anaga nani omo no mo ye gateway ma remfi wotimi adwen akọ deep na niniama ye etimi asesa sa ankoye sa ade a yenya ye bedi ye ho awu ye bekuku ye ho because fapempon na ye gina so na ye celebrate ni ye pagya ye ho no eno ni ade de ye nko so low episode where me be ye ndey me pese wutie ni yie na asema maka kire wo no so energy baako ni energy baako eno so dwen hu ko deep na wo hwa e yade ese ye ka ne yaka ye pese ye de ye ho na ye di ye ho so ne ye nya freedom wo Ghana ne ye nya nkrofo a omo betimi apagya ye truthfully e de ya akosi ye dada mu e masa ahomaso enya ahomaso kwan bone so but like nipa na omo di omo ho no mu nsuro hwe no mu hia hwe no mu nsra de na de sirepo ye nimguase ye mo a ade se yetumi aye sa energy work yi dia energy no e wa ha ne ye ene dia hybrid ne ye no we have to work on these things no ni ya balance the balancing and sana sabi nipa a frequency edu level a obetumi adwen ehun se ye mbloke ensuo no watumi ehun se ye nsei asase because of galamsey watumi ehun se ye mpaake ekuro ni sika emfengu baabi we mija edemaw and then you so spiritual one mema obibi me no so wadwen ho wodwen ho na wo de energy baake me na wo se ye mfanto abonten a we put that episode out and that topic na ye be discuss no ato ni din say age of reasoning Stockholm of Yahweh eno ne ye ba be discuss na sem na me ka no wo ti asem ni nyina no na wo dwen Ghana ho na wadwen asem na me di kan de to ho no na wadwen hwan na be raise ye frequency na hybrid ben eno so ono so be reduce ye frequency e kwan ben so e de ben na sa hybrid no e be ignite ye should we talk about it meje no ama and the episode no e wo 4 phases ye be hwe image of Yahweh ye wi ane ya hwe mosaic massacre ni ye wi afi ya ba be hwe the Job gamble ye ba be hwe no so ni ye wi ya hwe gospel of salvation asem we am no be kan ya asem emu odu fa wo pen ni paper for the first time I'm telling you this fa wo pen ni paper na puti wo messages no questions nyina across I want critical questions na me yi ano ade we ya me yi no wo sha fa wadwene usunsum wo kra ne unipadua nyina hwe na ma me response no tina ba bi different enne na pensuo si wo nchen na hwe ade we free wo kram ene unipasum. There have been many happenings around the law that have made me wondering what the law of God and the Constitution have in common. Eniama bebre koso e ma medwen bisa me ho se edie ben na Nyankopon emra ene oman no mra no ewo in common. Bisa me ho edie ben na omowo in common. When someone does something criminal or bad and they are caught and sent to court, then they begin to quote the Bible and call Jesus. Onipa ebeye bone. No wie na de ne kokota. Then omo be free Jesus. No omo afre nyame, afre nananom. Where were they? embra na wo ye bone no wo de wani koto omo anim ana 70% of us in Ghana are religious people. Omo nya religious no so kra no so ye traditional yifo. Nti everybody is religious in this country because ye ni atheist. Omo beye 2% and 10% kra wo Ghana. Enti boni na free he. Because these are people omo worshiping deity a ochiri boni. Enti boni bebrebe no efri he. De inti na mo de Bible any Quran akogu court. Obi ba esese o afemi se nipa ne hwe sa niama no no ode ne hu beduru ba bi a wa beduru a Bible ne da ho ye den entumi anya hwe ama no wodem wansuro nyame a eti ne mu ansuro Bible no ye de oyeye nti die ne ma ye dwen se omo swear with the Bible no wo court ho a omo beka nokre emra na ebu man no de wo court ho no ene nyame mra no na mebisa no ensusanso ana what do they have in common? When am ibisa, how are they in sync with each other? These two laws. Because we are the anyway now could do quarter. Ube free nyankopon. Who the nursing chance wa we ni si hwa ube the best way and sana waka wasem. Sam ram you a dear normal work in common. Obi yo obi bibia say unko jina me if you hit me from front and I want to respond, I will respond to you from front. Every corner. But I just want to know what these two have in common. Because we see things all the time. Social media, but what the court says here, at least, I remember some time ago, I wrote a story in which I explained how the 10 Commandments were derived from the mad confessions of Egypt. 42 negative confessions. My episode no, and also is on our platform. In that editorial, I pointed out a few similarities between the Bible and the law is that if you kill someone, the Bible speaks against it. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill. Yeti debia wo Bible nimu. Embra no so ye wo kurom ha no so say men die wu. But de hi na ye adwuma. If you still think it is a crime in the Constitution, so be a kunipa. Though the Bible speaks against that act, it's really about preference. Bible, say many pe nkum nipa. Constitution is also say many pa nkum nipa. And in answer no, it's about preference. God's chosen can kill and steal from the enemies of Yahweh. It's fine. I know dear, it is fine. It is okay. How many crimes did King David commit? Bonia hina oye because se wo ye chosen of Yahweh there. Utumi ye bibia wi bibia eno ye free. Ghana mra no etisa na. The preferences no na me pese ye hwe wa ha. If it were to be a constitution, he wouldn't have been the favorite of God. He would have been in jail. Senka ye constitution ye de ye adwuma wo Bible mu a. Anka David from Bathsheba ni kunu the besi the ekeke ka ho nyina no anka obiens evino anka obeko jail abusua me pese yenhwe constitution no ni nyame mra de he na eye na ye beko very deep about it because me kama ye say BBC na de hu ni de enhye ebe nipa so na ye se yenjintum at a moment na yentumi free ye ho ne yenwene ni yenhwe de ye betumi ayepe ne ye wira fi ye ho na afei ayete se yama ehu no abetena se nipa na wudi nachi no asema wote ho a wo ka no ni a wo ka no wo ka because eyesa ana wo ka because of ehu a ewo wu leader no so enti wo beka bibia a kire no keke ya setena yetimu wo kurom ha no omo didi yeso no are they supposed to rule us ana ye wira fi bibi Yesubanya yetim ase yentimi ndi bibia emra bia so yegu yenim ase yemfa ye ho no eye bibi na reduce ye energies ana sa na yete asnipa se wuyi kwa akire na de ba animu a ne ye de aba nyame ne so esuma ye som omo ni odo a ye wo ede ma omo no ye do mu because omo ye papa ana ye kom because of the ana ye kom bi ni ye afi ye ho nti ye do ya tamfo ase ye yesa ye beku yenim ana ye beku ye chi wei na me pese me nu mienu ya discussing. Today we are going to discuss Christianity and how it does not mix with the constitution of men. Eno ni ye kwa discussing. Nti se wo fu so wo nyame na wo de na ebo mpa ya ba obi dua na mo akeka sa nsem no na mo wo bosom na mo di ibo bi dua na mo keka sa nsem ne ebi mpo a o munyansa na date sa Greek abenwo efili se so obi wo tumi bi wo nimu a obi ya ade a monte ano no ma onye ni yie no onyi sutumi ne wo no so a me pese bi bisa se sa energy ne sa way of thinking no eye nipa su ena eye obi ne wadane ye bibi su ena eye ye se enu na ye suban eye ye dia ende adwin wei na me pese ye tena se ne ye dwen ho ye be hwe the law of God ne ya hwe the constitution of men and our law of men ne ya hwe ade wa ha na se wo ye obibi ne especially Ghana ni a ende de me pese wo dwen deep me man krakra bi akwa ababiom at the back time with Maame Grace Jumedi so. Yo enanso so yekwesi ade bio bi man krankra bia ache e man krankra bia aju e man krankra bia ha ba bia wowo bia emre abo wo ho ene ehu nchia e na me di bo epini wo no kwasem nie me cherish Canada for ne papa o time difference o mo di hwehwe no anoden ene wo ba bia country bia wo time a wo sei e di hwehwe we no I appreciate you men hwe keke ma encounter ma enkenya wo honhom ene wo nipadua me man krankra bia kwa about the time with Maame Grace Jumedi. So on this platform I am the prettiest preacher Kasongo babe. I am Saint Osika me ma wa kwa ba odo ekwan so and they are discussing age of reasoning Stockholm of Yahweh eno and I are discussing machire wo stages a ye bekom no. What we are talking about is simple. I'm going to show you that when it comes to religion, especially Christianity, we are in some sort of psychological condition that has made believers rather develop love for gods that are wicked towards them. They develop love for things e bully omo, na e ku omo, na e reduce omo than me, their sister, that they are supposed to love. And I'm going to use the laws of the gods against the laws of man. And no na me ko use me no nyina baby asem na ni ase. Na meja 1 million questions so the amount no we ya no. Na wo de bi so akofie akodwen ho. So that in the end we will see that even though men have good laws of equality, they rather dislike that one and rather are in love with wicked oppressive religious gods whose laws are deadly and one-sided. One-way traffic light love. Even now, yenya yeye nipampo. Some harsh sentence a yedi me nipampo ye chuchaso. Omo sentence you be death by hanging. Any ni se any amani nyina no. Ye nipampo. Se se ye yifi ye constitution ni mu. Ye mpese ye beku obi a, ye mpese ye say obi amoja eye ye nsa ho yenya yeye nipa. Now, let's look at image of Yahweh. Because man to me boa ebinum rente ase. Again, episode we ya me ye me se wo pesa wona metena ase. Se wo mpesa wona metena ase. Ye de obesi platform we say nso. Na ye di paper na ma wo. Na wankasa wabanta ana wa ye opposite of what I am saying. So I'm going to take my time and do this. I want to do this with you. I want you to sit back and think so that when you are talking to your children, you will know what to tell them. Say yan take sa niama we serious a ye ho be ye mobo atense de ye ho aye mobo now. Na se wo ye obi a wo hu ade kwa achi a wo be hwe de efie akire a eba. Se si e isa nkrofo ye omo ani single omo ne ye prebanchi nnua ho e wa akurase. The way a omo do no ye serious. Banchi ndua ye chekere ade so 30 cedis no omo ba omo say 50 cedis. Tie koko na ye dua wo krom ha na ema ye wodin no. Se si omo di new ones aba eno na omo dua. Eno wo time a esa. Se yamfe na ye nsi fom ne anya bibia. Ebeduru ba bi ne ye nya aduane mpo wa hendi. Na se ba ne se waduane ni wo nsuo. Esa. Bibiye to michifa also. And until we are going to visit these things and take a critical look at it. Share the image of Yahweh. And when when a child asks the parent about the God of the Bible, they will receive the answer of a good God who is loving and created humans to love them. In fact, who is the God of the Bible? The Bible God is or your loving father, or your peace, or your Alpha and Omega. There were so many accolades for this God. Is this the case of the parent suffering from some sort of psychological syndrome towards their abusers? Oba tanya oka kira ne ba ne se Nyankopon a owo Bible no mu no eye Nyankopon oyo odo. Onyankopon odo ne ma no bo ni pase obedo omo no. So obi ema ne ba answer we ya. Sa parent no oka asem we ya kira ne ba no. Yemfa ani ba na nhwe no. Sebe kafra mo fa nche me yenhwe ne so wa adwene mu yade bi. Se all tontom na all kamfo onyame bi a o abuse na mo amowa anyame ni nyina. Sa question we ekoma mo. Put your answer in the comment section. If you have a husband who beats and abuses you, and your son asks you about your husband and not his father, what will make you tell your son with all your heart that the man who beats you and maltreats you is loving and kind-hearted? Open lies, we. A question. This is what religion does. A religion, I am one, ebinum. Sa meka religion a mamu yi abosomfo mfirimu. Asunsum ni enyame ni nyina. They have one policy. One ya mekum. And mema remfi say obi tumi toto bosoma no ma bosom ni tumi wipe entire family no off. It's when we say religion, men take it the aka no emfirimu. Because say your group mpo na ye bibi na etimu so a, you are also religion. Also your religion. And take his idea in frimu. Enti media mi bisa wone say. Obi catch onyame bi catch or say one yes nya mekum. Na mekum man so aka ho a. Say nyame ni yo nyame a odo wo ana. Odo. Eba free akomam ana eyenhye. Ane ehunehuna. Eno na me pese wo hwe. Ne fapem no efiri hi. We are going to look at who the God of the Bible is from the same scriptures. I'm not going to use Quran. Almost so the no, but me kwako use the same Bible. We are going to delve deeper into the Bible today. And you'll be a better as yet. But what was me person one cat out for pen paper now this calculation. And my real fear some I can want them. Ye did can actually image of Yahweh first. Me dem fatu hu bebre atoto hu e the amount. I pick a lot of evidences from the Bible. We use the Bible because it is well documented. You can be bitter about me using the Bible. But mind you, the Bible is not for you. I am talking about the laws of God and the laws of man. And then I'm yeshe. So next time our children ask us, we can tell them the logical answer and not a psychological answer. So that is a psychological answer. You don't want to tell the child the truth. Mommy, if you are to me, I would feel bad until so that's a psychological who play with akolani intelligence. Until me pese wutie ade we yie so that answer bi a wo de ma wo ba no wo be ka ne yie a kire no wo nim a wo si nim wo nka bibi emfa control akola ne emotions okwa abonti no okohu nokure ewo mu na ode na asem beba wo so. If we look at Genesis, Exodus and the book of Joshua, the image that we are presented with of Yahweh and his prophet is of a tyrannical, sadistic Lord who is tasking kings of war on the earth, like Joshua, to go carry out genocides in places like Canaan. If you were a black nation and you hear Canaan, I want you to think deep. Investigate that word. Anywhere you hear that word in any story and any history, I want you to take a critical look at it and go back and come back and look at it. This is the image that we are presented with. Our Bible, you can read your Bible. In those books of the Bible, we see a God who is always telling them who to kill and pushing them to go to war and destroy other tribes. This is the God of the Bible. Slaying them. Onyankopon wa oma plans. Sefa koku obi kunu because wagye yere. This is the God of the Bible. I didn't write all those scriptures. Go and read Genesis, go and read Exodus, go and read Joshua and see the killings. Emoja ehwiegu ye mmofra mpani ene ne keka eka ho ene looting ne krono a ekoso a na David dedi mu akotene ebo okrono enyame tai na chia ema okofo obi re krasa kun ni kunu ka ho sa Bible we mu nyame no eno na ye ka ne mmra ne tesen ne mbra na wo man ni mu no so etesen. He says they did not worship him. They did not worship him, so kill them. Is Yahweh a true God or a trickster? I don't care how you feel. I'm asking a question. If you feel otherwise, come and answer us. We just want to know the truth. We were given birth freely without worship. Why are you telling me if I don't worship you, you will kill me? Have I created any God? If you are the only God, which God do you think? If you are the only God and the creator, it is you I will worship. Where from other gods? Who is talking? Is he a God of the whole universe? I know ye nyame bi owo nipa or instigating nipa so munkukum nkrofobia or time omo. A group of people should be killed because they did not worship or obey your law. Why? The laws are eruli in Ghana, and yet the same law ne eruli wo UK, and yet the same law ne eruli wo America, and yet the same law upon ne eruli wo Cote d'Ivoire, not even Togo here, not to think of Nigeria. Inti aden in the wiase we ya yetim so ye nyame awo ha. Wahye mra se min di so dia ye nkume. Embra foforo ben na mini paminim a mekodi so. Na mbra no so ni ho fia body emfiti ase. And maybe no more including the Bible gods themselves from the Old Testament. Everything your ancestors is in the Bible. Where is Yahweh coming from? All killing others. Maybe some question be sent to Kwana see war Egypt, no. Must say Egyptians you see today, you see them no more. Israel for no more far pokoko ni mu a omo koyo omunyo muti didi mu mi bisamo. Sene ye tribal war. Anaso say enipa ben anyame na ebo omu nyina nti ekono na ne fapim ejina he ana na ye nyame bi e na omu use nipa e de bo chacha. I leave this for you. You can answer me if you have the answer. They won't worship you. Omu ndi wo mra so nti obeku omu nyina. So wo mra no ye papa nipa no kokoko a obeba abedi so. It doesn't matter what law of the constitution you break. You will be given a fair hearing. Even armed robbers are given court hearings. Nipa mrampo. Yama nipa kwan said ya woboni eti bia se kodina court ho. Na yama o lawyer na yesi bisa wasem. Minji ndisa asem bi esi wo wiase. Ya ka kire nipa nsa wo de won deserve a lawyer. Ese ye de uko straight ni ekokum. Nti bi da. Se wati bi da ma yehu enumpo ye nipa mbra wo. Na onyankopon we embra the loving father no. The peaceful father who died for us no. Ono de ne mbra no untumi bisa na sempo. When di ne mbra no so a ye bekum. But this God ma kire no nipa mbra na constitution ni be ma wakwanya na waka wasem. But this God de obekum straight because oye nyame nia ope eno na oye. Nti ye hwe sa nipa mbra no ono ne mbra de he ne yefa. A question, we a theologian, we a Bible scholar, the platform is open. All these gods amusumu no. We ya de na enye obeku ba. Osi obeku eku for generation. How do we say this is a peace loving God? It's a question. A group of people have not stolen anything from you. They have not insulted you. They are just somewhere worshiping their deities, which is within them. And you put together war-hungry rebels and war chief and push them, instigate them to go and slaughter them, children and women, and steal all their gold. Why? Is this a hybrid? Me say, there are episodes I can't talk about it now. When hybrids are pouring blood, they don't care. Monkwana mkwaku omuna muwia omunia menyina yepese nipe nyina ehiafo ne esikafu nyina yepe besi nne ehiafo ne esikafu ayepe asa agenda na anya adwuma ene omu ye no omumogya na ebe ye den. A question. Yahweh is the first God who uses war to take over innocent tribes, land for no reason. Yahweh, ono ye first God. Osuma se munkoku nkrofo we mu. Innocent tribe, na mun form niame nyina. He kills with no reason. Just to take their what belongs to them. Is Yahweh a thief? It's not me that is saying this. It's in your Bible. So I'm asking you questions. We dress in white and go to sit in church to clap for a story of how a God targeted some innocent nations and killed them all for not worshiping him. None of your pastors will disagree with me on this because it is scriptural, it is biblical. From Noah to Egyptians to Jericho. Why na wenku? And Mofra na said, what was their crime? And then maybe sound. A Bible no me na make. Nti come and tell me. Don't come and call spirit for me. Say your spiritual asema and ye munye kom na spirit ni ye na ye hunu ye wu aye baka to spirit no. The fact that you people are using that law here, we will compare it and ask questions about it. I know someone will say it is a sin to worship other gods because the Bible says so. Did I create any god? Mabonya mibi. Who created them? Who created them? How can you be so ignorant? Say, Obeka say because one sum no na ukosum nyame fufuro bi. When he was creating the people according to the Bible, didn't he call other gods? Let us make man in our own image and likeness. Let us. Who was he calling? Is he not the one that called other gods? Did I know any other god? We are ignorant about all these things. From the beginning of the Bible, in Genesis, Yahweh was a God, lowercase g, Adonai Elohim, meaning he was a chieftain of the gods. Who doesn't want us to know? Who doesn't want us to know this? Huh? Onuankasa onimo. Elohim no, Adonai Elohim, meaning you can Google this and read. In his own words, he couldn't do anything alone. He has to call other people or other gods to come and help him. Why are you telling me I should not worship any other god? Yede no munya access to me. Don't come and tell me about fallen angels. It started from top there. And don't come and tell me he has given me my will, then he should forget it and stop killing. If we don't find out about these things and address them, we will be miserable. Based on your own words, you called others. Let us make man in our own image. So there might definitely be other images from the gods you, Yahweh, called. Why do we have to suffer for something you yourself, you made possible? And you are coming to kill, you killing everybody and looting things. What kind of a God is this? We are looking at image of Yahweh. And everything I'm saying is in the Bible. The platform is equally open. A lot of critics of the Bible have stated Genesis chapter 1 verse 25, where Yahweh asked the other gods that let us create man in our own image. So you create things with others. You don't want them to benefit. You don't want them to have a share. Until obia yes and making an bloodline, you want to finish them. We are protecting this gullibility. And we want everybody to shut up. Okay. Many theories of how the gods came together to create the earth plane. And by Yahweh's pronouncement, he knows there are other gods or Yahweh or no from. So why does he go about on a manslaughtering spree when the other gods help their own? You call them to come and let's make man in our own image. Inti ada na wo slaughter ukum obiya. Say other gods no so decide so omo be ebe bua nkrofo a omo make it in their own as you. Yahweh said, let us create man in our own image. Ti ada na wo ku other people no omo image. Omo bloodline o finish. Wa na wo frɛ omo aye awie fe wa be greedy, wa be selfish. What sort of law is this? Yahweh ne mra ne yeden. Please help me get answers. I'm your Lord sister. I mean some who hear me ready. Some muja 1,000 no. Na ka mi kan wan kune ho. Na me yira was a so. Na oja wo ina no beshi she mami grace. Ogwa she fopa. Enemy raj. Minjindi say. Ma Paul say Peter ho. Nti mu betumi abehwehwe me. Help your sister, make me understand. He created a garden that we are not allowed to eat from, a particular fruit of the tree of knowledge, nor the fruit of the tree of life. We created a garden. Someone who loved us said we should not eat the fruit of knowledge and the fruit of life because he will kill us. We are not supposed to have life. Because he wants to turn us into sheep. So we are not supposed to experience knowledge. Most of you who watch me know that my symbolic understanding of things like the tree of the knowledge of good and bad is different from what Christians know. Wow, I have done all these editorials where I stand. Because I think it's a symbol of probably genetic engineering. My mind, I have done gene of ISIS for you. Into me, my understanding is different. When you see fruit or you see seed, a baby ebe generate baby. So my understanding is different. My editorial no gene of ISIS. Our platform we are so say one kwa nkosha ubetumi ahye. We na your questions are me bisa. I need answers. This is not war. I'm not Yahweh to war against my own. I'm asking questions. Bibisa, what kind of God is this? We are looking at image of Yahweh. Now we are discussing age of reasoning. Stockholm of Yahweh. That's the topic we are discussing. I need answers. Everything I'm asking is a question I need answers. And now with them who name pupu to brana be yano na sevi nkrofona many omu backsliding. So the gods created a new breed of human by genetically changing the melanated gene to breed mix or new humans. Ekuro biara or my biara a omoma hybrids. Edi omosono omo koto the darkest and the deepest and the darkest home. Omo ba out no. They need a whole change of energy to do that. And that has been the condition of Ghana. This is spiritual. The eating of the tree of life is probably symbolic of cracking the genetic code and extending the human lifespan or liberating humans from the oppression of these gods. And I am saying that one day, no, this episode, many downloads need the beba out. Na omo ayo omo bisa me questions. Say obibinini obroni wa sankola no mo yeden. They are also hybrids. We'll talk about them. Men kan so omo nye nipa njema no nkosi bone because me wa tamfo bruta. I don't really care. I will do that episode and explain better. And I will tell you where everybody stand. Aya nkrofo feel say ye nyina ye one species ye ho. No. And you may maybe say bibi na mama assignment bi no wakoye e was spiritual hour na wa hwade. Mema wa hu say ye nyina ejina ho say nipa. Na wo hwe nipa na ni window no mu a wo bekwa akoto de atim no wo ho. Because the bone of contention was wedi nyansa dua ne enkwadua. Wedi nyansa dua ne enkwadua. Eno na the bone of contention no, because yes bronsam no na owo no e na de trouble say we wiase nyina ba ye because ono no be dada nipa ema nipa kodi se adua nipa di dua no hu nyansa so ampa na ni so te ya ampa. Who was lying? The same Bible will tell you say ma waninda what is aboa owo. It means he is not a liar. Up till now, with all the English in church, these pastors can never explain this to us. Who be so asema, who be sa asem dodo. Who friend the platform, you questions na no ye di intime ma. No pro bi so te be say obi ya mpa. Intime o kasem beja ma be. Oh yeah. Ye serious. Ye hwehwe bibi ehu. And so, Yahweh is a good and loving God. And that's why you are telling your young children to follow and worship him. Or you okay, you keep telling your children, but okay, let's ask ourselves why he threw humanity out from the garden so they would not have that knowledge of the tree. Ade, not adwene se on person nipa be hu nyansa. O person nipa sebi ejime. Your explanations into all these are questions. What happened? He said, now man has become one of us. Wanka said, now man has become animal. Inti se nipa bedani nyame a. Na se wopam ni free garden ni mu. Inti nipa na obo na opese omo dane den. Omo bedani nyame into you sack them. Ede na ya we pese nipa dane. Me pa mucho we question. All the activities of creation in the original text were attributed to gods, not a god. No Bible scholar, no theologian, no Christian apologist can tell me that from Genesis, from all the scripts, only one God. And a what Bible? The Elohim is not a single God. So why is Yahweh gallivanting around killing people? But in the name of monotheism, the text has been badly misinterpreted because Adonai, the chief God, Yahweh, says to the other gods, let us kick them out of Eden. Why am I not kicking them out? No script, no scrolls, no text, no book has ever said, say, ne nyame one. Or no one can sample bad and went to me. He has to call others. Ye crime, day. Says to the other gods, let us kick them out of Eden. Because otherwise they might now, having eaten of the tree of knowledge, also reach out and eat of the tree of life. And when they do that, they become like unto us. Now Yahweh intentions here then, and nothing will be impossible to them. We Yahweh asemo, osa se ya mpamo omo. No mu ani ada ho no, omo san be di enkwan adua ba. Bibiye ni wa enye possible for them. Che say, this Yahweh God didn't want anything to be possible for us. Enti se nka said ya ye wi nka ye nwo. Ono no try to reduce us. I don't know how we interpret all these things and we are joyous about this. I'm just asking questions. But the interpretation of the modern text reads like this. Let's read Genesis chapter 2 verse 17 and see. You read it. But you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. For when you eat from it, you will certainly die. The tree of life. Is that what he's saying? It's a question. Ain't you know Yahweh no per se yeding? Osimon pamom. Yes, or mubedi nkwandu yanos. I didn't think you rejoice you over this. Need to mean to your boy investigate. According to you people, what's the Garden of Eden? A what no man yakopon boy. So pamom or say omuko east, a one a boy, say Yahweh yami obo wiasia. Or pamom or the omuko on a whiny wiasia. Sometimes when I look at black man, were these people thinking this knowledge or this secret will remain forever? There are people who are giving themselves out. Spirit don't die. So what the original text sought to teach us and make us aware of it is that Yahweh was worried that if we are able to break the genetic code in our body, it will give us divine knowledge. And that divine knowledge will make us like gods, just like them. Ompe. Open crofo besmo so munkokum no mwekokum. When you become a god, hurting people is difficult. When you become a god, you don't use authority to abuse people. We na ya laki, enu ne yebra yebre no. He want us to be sleepers. On pese ye nyame. Said ye be ya onu obetietia yeso because osi onu ontonko na wada. Nti opese ye de ye da na watumi etietia yeso. In other words, this is a jealous God. Yahweh is a jealous God, and he says so himself. Ahoja. Nyame na meka yo. Osimi your God, your Lord, your God, I'm a jealous God. I can multiple times. Nti ye ne yase nipa be ye nyame. Nti ene ye be kumu aslandamu, ye be twitwamu, ye be shimu. Such a wicked God. This is the God you are cherishing. Pese ye be ye nyame. Eye ne ya. Because ye be ye nyame aye nsom no, because God cannot worship God. God worshiping God. How? How far? Nti ompe. Ma ye hu nyansa. Ma ye nyenkwa. No wetumi akum yen because ono wabo yen ama owuo. You see, Jesus was born to die. Is that what Yahweh wanted to do to Africans? Asama making, I do drink deep. Let's look at Exodus 20 verse 5. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God. Wa friend crofo ni omo kreti ade. Omo de ewo mu no, oso mo omo nkwa ni obeku omo nyina ku omo. Omo fear omo abedi wachi no si hu maame a oyebayifo enye sa ade na no omo atete ho a e de aba abedi such a greedy nigger. Yahweh. We are investigating the image of Yahweh. The platform is so open. And no person can nipa be yeden. Yabo nyame bi. Yabo nyame bi, what is our crime? Embra be nie. Na wuntumi mbisa mu asem. Bibi chi wadwen a wuntumi mbisa. Wo kan no wakopem oye nyame de ope na oye. Yesu so se enia meiso. Punishing the children for the sin of the parent to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me. Hey! Yahweh na eka say yo. Or see. Obe punish wa ma wo ba uyemu ma wunya wo mo kra no obe punish mu because what time no ametan wa ye den ade wa betumi abekumi e den na obi be ye wa ma wa time no obi be time wa one nani brew e no be time wo nani bre ne start no mo start so mo time wo no wan so ano a no mo poison crofo mo ti group wo ho afa di mo poison no wan hwe no mo hwehwe ofie kwan afa mo hwe ofie kwan no afa mo ba beku unya hwie o otan ani brinti so wunye hu that sign na me fendi agro omo nyina aye ya wasefo. This verse is there, and yet you tell your children that he is a good and ever loving God. Nyame yodo, who told you this? Who told you say nyame yodo? Wo awuye nipa mpo. Wo awuye nipa. Wo ba graduate no yin kosi say na wo ma ne onye adwuma nye ya. Wo force say wo ma na aduane adi. Wo mpa ye ne de na ya wode ama. Ama abunfu e question. E question. Wo ba no said de onye bia wakunu. Wo ma no poison ama nanom. Achom bisa wo awuye nipa. And this is in your Bible, Matthew 7:7. Ose mo amuye ne bon ye fumpo. Mo ba bisa me bread amu ma no boba. Ose mo ba bisa mo yi fish amu ma no owo. How much more my Father in heaven? So why are you killing me? Antithesis. Ebusia. Question na me bi say enu nie. Minimisa asofo ne baba betwero wo ho. This woman, that thing, he knows everything. I don't know. Come and teach us. I'm asking questions that I don't know. If somebody is asking a question, it simply means onim no obisa. Nti wo awunim no bra na be kire yen. Ana ma no no say na kasa mun kan tire so nto no bo ma no me dey am rent. Na to aduane ma midi. An chu kra me me nya fie sika. The entity is telling you that if you wrong him, he will kill you and punish your children and third generation after that. Na we mi kuro mbosom kura se onye we. Mo amosom bosom no kan kire me ho amu na ya omuku omo no. Nti Yahweh ene bosom na mo condemn no, what's the difference? It's just a question. What happened to his forgiveness? What's the difference between Yahweh and abosom? Abosom no take nwan ni nantwie ni mponchi. Yahweh takes soul. When your soul is taken, your spirit is distorted because the soul is intermediary between your body and the spirit. Onu di oji intermediary no oji soul no wa begina ho no wa say ubi bia bosom di obeji odwan. Bisamo. What kind of God is this? Are we worshiping out of fear? Can we investigate? Can we ask questions? Pamocho. Ediebe nyame nie. Na obeku me bakra me nya nwo no. Because of me born na born ni poti say na nya boni ye ti na obeku wo bayi. And so still born da so wo ho. Asem we ye kan ya kan sen. Have you seen a law or constitution in this world that punishes the sins of one person and continues to his children and the third generation after that? Who be that? Pamucho. Yempo dipa ya abonefo na ye wo ye nchen ye abonefo dada we won't do this. So what kind of a God is Yahweh? So what is making you fall in love with your kidnapper? Obi a weku yemu wa kidnapping yemu be ina so obeku. E den na ma wo do no. This God is a tyrant and a wicked ruler. So why are you in love with this God if it is not a psychological issue? Why? All these are questions. I'm looking for answers. So no hard feelings. I am looking for answers. All these are questions. Me no you. Me ni so kind. Opa be fam ko hospital na ko check me blood clean. Deep down inside my kidney. Oncolos. I'm not oncolos. Hospital. I'm asking questions. I want to understand why Africa is in this state, this psychological problem. I want to understand. Now let's look at Mosaic massacre. That is the image of Yahweh. I didn't put all those scriptures in the Bible, so read. Let's investigate this. Let's look at this one too. The loving Father Yahweh in Exodus commanded Moses to go murder all those women and children for dancing and singing around the golden calf in the wilderness on their way from Egypt. Because he says, I'm a jealous God. This is Yahweh. How did the people know about the calf in the first place? How did they know? Senenye known to them already. What were they doing? They were dancing. Or you're so jealous that he doesn't even want people happy. A crofano of food, so no, there are two people, some feel some about lower. I can walk to them for help. In my country, say, me tap $10, £10. Now I send me 500 cedis. Now Kawabej now I say, yena ye investi will show you turn the camera you to ta. Nkoti ya who cameras. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Come on, you kura anka midi message. Shake. Yahweh be so. How did they know calf? How did they know that? Senenya dia omu ye dada. Ose omu koku omu nara. Mmofra ne mpani. Jesus loved the little children. That was young little children because omu maame no ma dance around the calf. How did they get that energy? Moses osha soro hodo na enye twen na o twen nyame. Waje message abere nkofo yi. Enye o che ye no. Ena nkofo no ye calf na omu dance around it no. Pen nyame killing time ni tun in dia waba be yi answer dada. Nti dada na Moses no so wo je de. Let us say Yakobon wa hye da twen Yahweh. Na nkrofo no nche no mo mpe anigye kakra na omekum omo. Our slave masters, they didn't want us to even sing. Nti omo de ade be hye wano se wo to nnum na. Omo de ade ahye wano. Nti se nsuo to ye ne wa hu a obibini ade kyen ye so wa hu fom. Se ho afo because of somebody's jealousy. oku obi ya because oni ho na wani age ye won krofo bu a wo sere kora na omobo ote. I am the biggest, I am the largest, I am the greatest. Ene hu na BP ye he. Oh my God. So imagine you are part of these people who were tricked into following someone who convinced them to leave Egypt into the jungle of nowhere in the name of one Yahweh God. What will be you? No, obi abe frost or be ma wonkwa. Or the wakwa no the wakwa could do baby out of nowhere. Or se wasa into obeku. Ye twa no wakasa wankasa da. Wo share da chaye. Ni yen hwehwe bibi e be ye happy keke. Na wo bu afu no wa beku ye chese wo de bia bufuo mu na wo apie. They trusted this crazy guy called Moses and left their businesses and homes to join him in the bush. Nkrofo ya almost omoko heaven. Omodi nkrofo kwe enye then start you. That nigga Moses. On any boss Yahweh. Omo started this useless course. Esesa nkrofo free omo fie di omo echi so de omo ko promised land. Ono kra odi anim so okono. Ne kra ne sen. Okoduru ho. Te sa omo na omo so ehunehuna ne dooso aburo omo so nti. Omo so di nachi. Inti nkrofo na omo group omo ho so omo de nkrofo ko heaven no. Enye ndra na start you. Moses in the bloodlines wo ho. Omo so to aso omo ye. Down in the middle of deadly desert, we lead you omo so de omo ko Moses. We lead you into the bush. We omo joining the bush ni mu. Down in the middle of a deadly desert of nowhere. Or the omo ko dine kuro ni finfini baby obi ehu omo ko di omo bone. This crazy old man who convinced them to follow him left them to go to talk to some God. Ade we ekoso wo bebremu didi nkrofo achi ye koka we na mudi achire na moko ye akanye ba fe ngonwo you masanti ubekumi come and talk to us no so a problem na wo kro ye die nyame na wo frɛ me sɛ wo dɔ me na me mbra na wo ne me nkasa da bia che so kasa kire obi na onipa na be kasa kire me. Why don't you want to talk to me? Na kasa kire obi, how would I mean so wanum bibia na onom hwe. They waited and they got tired and remembered that they could pray to an Egyptian god called Hathor, who is a mother of love and fertility. Until these people know. Until I make a tell them, say, "Mukai Bible now, wahu. Mukai Bible now, we African and looks sharp because the symbols in them will tell you who this nigger Yahweh is killing. You will stop pampering him. Say African spirit ni nyani wo mu say ke. Because at least for Hathor, they will feel her presence. It will give them joy and energy without intermediary. Into no, and you almost raise Hathor, God of love and fertility. They needed a kind of love. It means it was Africans. And they were just dancing. They said, kill them. Killer God. So they decided to keep themselves motivated by dancing and playing African dance songs to cheer themselves in the jungle of nowhere whilst they waited for this mad prophet to come with some good news. If you don't know the mad prophet, it is Moses. But this nigger Yahweh will force to trap you. Yahweh will force to trap you just so that he can kill you. That's how wicked this God is. So they set up a fertility goddess and they are dancing around it. Nibuefu. And no di omo ye pe ote ye. But brana be kasa no wedi 5 years. Onka hu. Hathor was the cow goddess. Inti cow na nkrofo no image no omo ye wo ho no. It was Hathor. Remember they used gold to do that. And Hathor is god of fertility. He's one of the rich and the most powerful goddess. Hathor ono no tale mana na ntem ho no. My yes episode no, the full episode is on this platform. Ubetumi ahwe. What kind of God is this? This guy is so wicked. From Egypt to wherever he was taking them, according to Bible history, concordance, almost say 3 days. This nigger, emankofo we nante ye di fear, e torture omu emotions mentally bibia. Omo nante for 40 years. 40 days, 40 years old. Such a wicked guy. Just said this nigger felt that they would die in the wilderness. And omo aduane ba akopena no mu di mushrooms. Na onim se onyame betua ne ka mushrooms no was psychedelics wom. Powers to be woman ebe bo omo e be before na until wilderness yi mo se wonim hwea. Wondwen na hu hwea slave trader. Wonim slave trader. Go and think about this, the origin of slave trade. I told you people that we didn't just bow for this mekomum way so mobecheche yenko. Now something has broken our back. Who be some say what? This is what I'm telling you. De bia omo ba omo di mojekum, de bia omo ba omo di ehu, de bia omo ba omo di ehunehuna. Ade ankomo betumi afa hokude no omo akono. Wickedness. 40 years they walked barefooted. Omo enjare. Africans still survived. Afedio, osi omo akofre hato. Nti afedio oba no wa beku. What happens is the God that brought his mad prophet into the jungle says they are complaining too much. So he ordered his lieutenant, mad prophet Moses, to go murder all the women and the innocent children who were dancing around the goddess Hathor, together with whatever men they were with, performing this rite. I read Exodus 32 verse 9 to 12. I have seen these people. The Lord said to Moses, and they are stiff-necked people. You take people from their homes, their lands, put fear in them, and promise a land you are going to steal for them. Killer God. You are pampering this God and hating me. I did for you. But the bush, master plan. Let us be happy small. Now leave me alone so that my anger may burn against them and that I may destroy them. Then I will make you into a great nation. What the more great nation? I will kill them and make a great nation out of you. A particular race. No, we're raising a race. Why na ya we all tiny say? They be race no. Who could be no one making a great race? Just I will share that the omo course of finish because in the Bible they said the Egyptians you see today, also you see them no more. What was his agenda? Obi binikuta Bible meba wo so say dem aso. I will make a great nation out of you, but these ones you kill them. Are they not human beings? They be anger. And so why was my man there and buffo? Yet to allow you to kill them. Why so say thou shalt not kill? What kind of a confused God is this? Confusing us. He himself is not mentally stable. And all so you intentionally wiping out some people. You are wiping away some people Yahweh you hate. And create those you will turn into sheep so they can worship you. You kill will rise again. You are going to, your anger is going to kill them just because they are happy for a moment. That shall not kill. Also say but Moses sought the favor of the Lord, his God. But then he need a boss. I said, Lord, he said, why should your anger burn against your people? We are mumu. And the people and cause you no will raise a generation out of you, a nation out of you. We were never his people, whom you brought out of Egypt with great power and a mighty hand. Hey, where the Moses are doing your once. Or since I was like a fan of free by day, Bekuana. Oh, Abba Sema, woman Crawford, Abba can woo yenny, the kicker can win in echi, who's Abe Kuamoha. Star Bain is somewhere Moses kind and in a way. Yes, sure, say ya will move we say, hey, fruit of knowledge, Kakara would and are they challenging me? Hey, Me mpamo because me pamo a me nyo obi use ba ma bo tirim ka wo mitirim. Moses ni na ya nsike na ne na hu asase ni nyina ani nie. O challenge Yahweh. He ku e oba na. O se ade nti na se wuku omo. Wakofa omo de omo abedu obeda na wuku omo. Why should the Egyptians say it was with evil intent that he brought them out to kill them in the mountains and to wipe them off the face of the earth? Would your suffer now kinds of scripture we are? What na baby na wo hwa hwehwem wo di aduane aya no ani gyaso wo di aduane ankyini wom wo di nsuo dware na wonum nsuo a onyankopon na wo frɛ no nankasa onfa shake up ento wadwene mu na read he. The Egyptians you see no more. Now Exodus or Sanso can say obe wipe you off the face of the earth. Oh, Africa! Oh, how do you feel when you read such scriptures in church? Moses in cry hunyansa chenyamio. O se jade aye ni jaja manega jaida we die. I don't know my to say my dad say no gina animu na omo ye. I don't know how people read this in church and don't get angry. You read this in church and you don't get angry. Moses, the madman, at this point is even wiser than his wicked boss, Yahweh, at this point. The mad prophet was even shocked and asked, boss, why would you do that? What do you want to do? The Egyptians will even say you took them from a good life into the jungle just to kill them because it is senseless. It's not me saying it. Some no ka say Egypt that's so Africa. Nti so wuni adwen bi adwen a wo de adwen we hu. Na Moses enye message na no otwen. Wa fa hwe amba. Wa ba obekum yimpa o sheda pa. Just because of your law. Omo ndi wo mra so. Omo aye we nti ubekum omo. What happened to forgiveness? What useless law is this? We are comparing the law of man and the law of God. What is this? Compare this law to when a politician is even arrested and thousands of people go and protest in Ghana today. You hear news of people stealing big money and the law is available for them. Ombenya lawyers. The Constitution is a better God if you compare. Anameboa. Obema with the opportunity to explain yourself. Ansan awabo kwedu. Ansan obeku mpa wekum. Wempo ye nipa agene. Nipa enyo onu no bo nipa according to you. Onumpo ebema with this opportunity. What kind of law is this? The law of God. We ain't na traditional worshipers no so pride omo ho. Say the politicians na be so a omo fa bosom nso so that omo di one cedi a no omo ekun che so wuo okukun na the same people o ekukun na ye pese ye kuku. Bisa hu se wuo bibini ekukun ye wusu ana. I mean, what corruption is Yahweh talking about? To the extent that you want all the women murdered because omo dance we hu. Because of dancing, a loving father, a merciful God. But in all this, the surprising thing is that Yahweh is perfectly fine with it. Okuma, are you okay? So what happened to thou shalt not kill? He doesn't have any problem murdering his people. When they don't even know what they have done, they can't even ask questions, they can't even explain. Because of you nyame. Ni a open no ye. Onu no manko, onu no mo owuo, onu no okum, or the title bibia. Even Moses, after all the sacrifices and listening to this tyrant mad God into the bush, doesn't make it to the promised land he was going to steal for the people. Moses ni bre or bre nyinala. This God, ne yu ehu asase no, wa amane na nsiso because oya na adwendo orutu no for. Moses ne yu abre obri na madwuma ona lo ye nyinara. Frustration na Moses oko mudima Yahweh. There was no consideration. This is how wicked Yahweh is. Ade amike nyame na me twerɛ wɔ Bible mu. So don't come and tell me say I don't have discernment of spirit. Make discerning about whom. Come and explain this simple thing to me. Wama Moses anko. Asase na okɔ wi ana oni bi okokun ebinum no waje ye no ama omo no. Wama Moses bro bre ye nyinara. Wendru hobi. Ade be mercy na sa nyame we owo. Such a trickster. A trickster God. Asase na okon kokoku nkrofo no waje oni bi. What sort of life is this? This is the God we are pampering. And we are believing that yeni yesum nyame. Papa, abosomsomfo ne de enye. I don't want to hear that. I don't really care. I don't want to hear. In the human constitution, if you have a business agreement with someone and the person doesn't honor his part of the business, you can sue and the law will make sure you are compensated. But this God here, he will kill you and take everything. Such a selfish God, Yahweh. Moses ye juma manu nyina wa maneshi osan kun ne kan. We ne ye pampa o. Yenwe ho. Yenwe we ho. Ana yenja ne sa. Moses with all the sacrifices, this God didn't even make him see the so-called promised land. Amani shege purposes because o tu nifo. Asasina no ko wi anokra wa ma papa no na endi so such a wicked God. 3 days journey. Nante ye 40 years. How can you be a loving father? It clearly shows that the laws of Yahweh in Christianity are pure draconian. But because Christians are in some sort of psychological state, they seem to love it the more that God maltreated people. Omope. Just say, "Uye boni ne nyankopon betua uka." Meti e ma bibi nya misesi ya hwe. Ombeka se nyame unnim na bibi ya me. Na ugina baabi a na oka se nyankopon na aya me saa. Saa nyankopon na ofre no na saa nyankopon no ntwokiw. Na mempo bibi anya me. Ede na ebe ya me. Obi abewu. Membre so amewu so membre so obewu. Abofra kra ya wo ne nakuru wu. Eye mo ana mo be ploti. When they start the hate and do this, then one year, then no more plotty as some mom John be no more plotted. They say, dear, me say, call to hono, my dear Kunya, main kwama capitalize also. May say, attack the message if you extend it to my personality. So when I make him a platform, will lie, na me I will sue you. And then I will not go sample you. What's your time with Maame Grace? We are discussing age of reasoning. Stockholm of Yahweh. That's the topic we are discussing. I'm the prettiest preacher. Kasongo. Yanto kakra eto ya che. Christopher omu obi nyame ye obi ye bibi ye obi a oh nyame na atua neka. We don't have history in Ghana. We don't know what has happened to our people. We don't care about our bloodlines, our lineage. We don't care. All we care about is Jesus. So Joshua took over from Moses, and immediately Yahweh sent an angel to Joshua to plan another murder. Moses is shading or say, "Kai, sa papa were you wicked? Intimi in fast assistant biana mingurumi mano." Still, nyankopon we yen to me and sending angels. Amba ma wambeton dwuma amancrofo na ansa. Mancrofo no eye wooden calf mo ku omu nyina. But Moses okun Moses wie ni de was sending angel. So ombra no be kan kire Joshua. Say Joshua nsan kokun another people. Moment Joshua chapter 5 verse 13 to 15. Nyame na mechirogu Bible nim. Moses, weku Moses ewie we use Moses wa man reward no. Promise no the man when di so. We say kunaka ho. Owie ye no. Oh, angel apie. Abefre Joshua. So what happens when they go into Jericho? They say we afraid Joshua. Obofo aba. Joshua am na mfi Yankopon ho. Ya wa suba be say brother be kasa cha. Na ya ta say ko Jericho na come meda omo. Killer God. By the orders of Yahweh, they entered Jericho with the ark and slaughtered everybody, and they even killed all the animals. Yahweh in business. Killer man. They killed everyone and everything as ordered and commanded by Yahweh, the ever-loving Father. The killer king baby. Esan so you dwama fo nti we je dwaman ba ko ne be ye business, right? Rahab ni di ni kire say open wide. E de be na Jericho fo ye a omo kokun om. Israel ha. Odi Joshua angelo ana waba. Hey, mama mi bisa o. Nti say angel na ya we use no, are they fallen angel or what? Hey! Me pa mo ya fallen angel and I say, and they looted the gold and silver and precious objects. Is this not what happened to Africans during the slave trade? What happened? They killed everyone except one woman, Rahab, open wide, a prostitute who betrayed the people of Jericho to the Israelites. What kind of ethics is that? You just enter into somebody's home, the land. No, is this not what happened to Africans? What kind of law is this? Because you are God, you enter everywhere and you start killing and stealing. What kind of loving father is this? How? You see this murder and looting in the Bible over and over and over again. In the various books of the Old Testament, the various prophetic books of the Old Testament have so many records of this jealous murder all over the place, and Christians are happy. I can't think far for you. Whoa. You don't relate this to the biggest event ever that has happened to the universe. You don't relate this to the slave trade. I don't understand you. What sort of psychopathic display of wickedness is this? Oh, Yahweh. Why? Waiting African do you? Why? What kind? Your names, your accolades, and your doings, they don't tally. So I need explanations. What kind of a God are you? Are you a good God? Are you a loving father? I just want to understand. Now let's look at the Job gamble. I talked about this story of Job recently. And no matter how we talk about it, it never ceases to amaze me. I yet to say, just we dream one now show book now church and nim show chida. Who be some say microphone direction be no more think ko. Now who be some more questions or say questions be why want to me nya answers e nyame asem. Oh my God. Nyame be ni. If you think I have said anything blasphemous, call God for me. Don't come for me. If you come for me, means he is powerless. Then it means you are a mad prophet like Moses. You will also die on the way. Call him for me. I want to meet up with him. It amazes me. The level of carelessness and self-gratification of God being displayed. Yet, when this verse is read in church, Christians are happy to the extent that they wish they were in the place of Job. Oh, Job who to a kuro and ni kunu yiri na wu ya na ne mewu na ne niame nyina wu ye nyame do wa no so wo hwe. Na so nyame do wa. And also, what is this? Like, are you guys okay? Are you guys okay? How? Like a cool guy who has been extremely faithful to the Lord. That is what Job did. Never done anything wrong in his life. Because I Bible can being extremely charitable. Bible can to the priest and the temple. The religious institutions. And yet, he is afflicted with all these horrible health issues. Hey! Minya papa minya asem, miye boni minya asem. He get these horrible diseases all over his body. And he loses his wealth, wife, children, and everything. He suffers misfortune after misfortune that brings him from a position of wealth to a position of misery. When Yahweh God and all this happened because Yahweh and his friends gods, were sitting around and they are arguing about what he could do that Job could stand the test of being such a righteous servant of the Lord. Enyame we nyina amudi akire mo soasoa ene ne ekeka hu nyina omo de mo beye chacha. Tina mo se mo ye mo challenge mo hwa so nye na mo nyi me mfim na me nka ho. Mo de mo be ye chacha. Koye wei. It's so serious, almost like how slave masters were treating their slaves. No, if you don't think far for me for today. At the beg. There is this conversation, and Satan says to God, Job is only faithful to you because you've been so good to him. You've blessed him so much. Bronsam ne nyankopon. Etimi tena se di nkomo. Na wo ha wo hu se wo ku bronsam no yo tamfo. What sense is in this? What sense do you see in this? Bronsam o, no ne ya weti wo di nkomo. Ena o ka kire bronsam se, Job no kura mpo odo because of niama odi ama no. Anka obeji bibi afiri ni no wa mensohwe aba no so a, anka Job kura po, anka no kura po nko be kese. Even the most faithful, righteous man would curse you. Bronsam na e ka se nkire yawe. Two party follow one girl. Follow one girl. Follow one girl. Yahweh, any Satan. Two parties. Whoa, how ho. Hey. And God says, Bronsama sama wakeni odi na nyame be your almighty Yahweh. He says, okay, well, let's test the guy with the deadliest punishment ever. Ebe. Nyankopon to me defend ne die. Ojai ni die mu ma Bronsam. Odeni ye chacha na wahwade ye. Ha! Loving Father God. Insist. What then is your power? Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. What then is your power? Will you say, for chacha? Be careful, adi I don't want to. Like seriously? Onyankopon ka say nchire Satan. You guys hear this? Read in church and you don't wonder. What is wrong with this God? You don't wonder. It just said there is no reward. Moses ibre ya okumuno. Job nso aye faithful. Osemunko punish no. To prove what? Obey you sue for war. Obey you sue for sacrifice. To what point? There is something I will say here about the Job story that I haven't analyzed before. So after all the trouble Job went through, he didn't curse God. But the friends of Job were saying to everyone that Job might have sinned against God and have done bad things to get these harsh punishment. No more can we now. Job ni su awosu nyina Job an kese God but animguase or namuni. So God himself can disgrace his own like this. Nti na say ya mo hwe blame na mo de mabronsam bebre no. Because bebre wo ho anyankopon na na de abamus. Ana me na me chiro Bible we. Hey, there was a long argument between Job and his friends from Job chapter 10 to chapter 38. You can read it because what? Job's friends didn't understand and was troubled. Said ya wo ho tene said ya wo do nyame na said ya wo sum nyame adan na nyame bema we ya ba wo so. We say this in the Bible to they control your emotions. Otini ni ama na ye dose na so radi yi firi ni nyina as in how. Let's just say nya bone na di nyama bone beba wo so. Wo ye papa so edi nyama bone e beba wo so ntini kura ne sen. Job's friend didn't understand and was troubled. But then, again, Yahweh heard the issue between Job and his friend and decided to answer them. So his answer is on Job 38. What kind of God is this? That all ye bonikura won't mean kahwasem because of your God. If a king or hini asabi yen kaneni masem, sebio or no de tu bini ekwa abonting. Sabi. What kind of God is this? Job would now for phone him so you're righteous. Inti or sheshe di obeye. Dear ne baye because who name the root cause of a problem, you cannot solve it. Onim so wo nyame inti bibia inti mi nye no. Na bibia ye no na ne namfo na ehwehwem. I wish I could read the whole chapter of Yahweh's reply to Job's friends, but it was full of himself. You am here saying, said I'm grace so you're the biggest. Who ye nyame a? Who frefre wo ho a? He asked, Who is this ignorant person? Prepare yourself to be attacked. Hey, ain't this Yahweh God be no attack it. From there, he threatens Job's friend by asking him so many questions. If he is the one who created the world, and if he knows how to make the sea move, or make rain and plenty of things, Una say, Christopher ni bilisuban, men can wasem, manon em diama rent. I entreat you to read Job 38 fully and tell me what you think. Achawate, bomodi ande read ho, na hwe said ya wodwin. You will see a boastful God, a God full of himself and arrogance. That is Yahweh. Yahweh was saying in Job 33 that you are a common human. How can you set any standard of justice upon God? Onyame ka na waka. Onyo hwan? Say uko bi say nyame asem. So what happened to Matthew 7:7? Ask, and it shall be given unto you. I am basing my questions on that. Onyame ka kire me say mi bisa. Nti eno ho questions na mi bisa yi. Ombre me yi ma no. Yankopon say, who are you to ask me questions? That you as human can come to any judgment about when God is acting ethically or unethically or why. Who are you to ask questions? Just say he intentionally caused trouble and kill people to show his power. And in that passage, the Lord, Yahweh, essentially says to Job, listen, if it was you who had a right hand as powerful as mine, you could do these things to me. But now, it is me who has the power. I am the stronger one, and I don't need a rationale for my actions. But you can read Job 38. Why? I can act as I want. That was Yahweh. I will do what I do to you and anybody else because I can, because I am the Lord. Job 38. You can go and read. We had a young imam here the other time. Or say nyesum na wo sum no ene wo mpaye o, but bibiano is at the mercy of Allah. Yahweh nso the same kojo. Yahweh boasted from Job 38, Job 39, Job 40, and Job 41. And in the last chapter of Job 42, Job actually apologizes and called his friend who asked that question as to how come you have not done anything and your God will treat you this way. I said Job pacho. Madam for nasa mo bisa aboni be ne wom. Bisa mo boni be ne wom. Na yen nipa ye mmra mpo so bi ye bone a owo ho akwanya se obisa oye bisa na sema na obisa na explain ne ho. Nti we wa dia wo kom na obi nti ase na obisa eno so adane asem. Job says his friend is a fool, so Yahweh should forgive them. Job will say, Madam Fu we Jimmy Sabe. Into Yahweh, Fachano. Your beloved that was striking with all sort of problems. Also, we call that down for so. Or when you kuro mu nyina ne boni mu nyina. Or some catch us say, Yahweh, Madam Fu we Jimmy to Mr. Fache. Yahweh need Job, one a merciful God. And that's the end of the book. Wow. Isn't that amazing? A wicked God who is power drunk, who we love so much, as to why we love him for terrorizing us. We can't tell. We can't tell. And he's saying we cannot ask so. You are watching Time with Maame Grace. Abusuya, we are discussing age of reasoning. This is the era. Stockholm of Yahweh is the topic. Now let's look at our last step. Gospel of salvation. Now, Jesus in the Gospels says over and over again that he is the Son of Yahweh. Overly he told us, my Father Yahweh sent me, and at the end of the world, I'm going to come back and I'm going to sit on the thrones with the elders of Israel, and I am going to judge the whole world on behalf of my Father, Yahweh. This is Jesus. Christianity is crying for this to happen. Jesus said, not a dot of an I or a cross of a T of the Torah will pass out of existence or become irrelevant until the judgment day. O Christo ni twen ade we say mbrem. Hey! Why? This is in the Bible. I didn't write this there. Inti wa bisa wonkrofo ne so mo dwen say. Meaning that Jesus will have grace on us and he will forgive us for sinning, even though we are still sinning. Or the better the Torah, the Jewish law, is still the law. The law brought by Moses and the law reinforced by all the prophets is still there. The law is the law until the end of the world. Jesus is offering us grace and forgiveness on behalf of Yahweh. But when he comes back, there will be no more grace. It is the law. Now, the analysis of this is this. It fits what we call today's Stockholm syndrome. It's when you are taken hostage or captive or kidnapped by a sadistic, tyrannical manipulator, where you are so terrified and subjected to some mental breakdown, and you end up coming up with justification for the person who's abusing you. Is this what Jesus is also doing? Hello. I want you to think deep about what I just said. Is this the case of Jesus? Is this the case? It's a question. So you end up now in love with the kidnapper or manipulator, and now you start making excuses for him. So when someone asks a question about the Bible, Christian apologists will defend their tyrant God, who has done nothing but show excessive brutality and torture, threatening Christians day and night and manipulating them so they can be in that box just because he can. So you see Christians suffer and they say, oh, I did something and God is punishing me. Like, seriously? Like, are you serious for real? Adia aba wosono. Also why ye bibi and then you punish you. So Job, what did you do? Or ye then? You did something and God is punishing you. Like, seriously? Abusia? Sorry, you are sick. You need psychological help to think like that. You are justifying your suffering and defending one keeping you oppressed. How? Africans, you people should think about these things. Ghana's constitution is founded on individual liberty and the sovereign self-determination of human rights, even Ghana law. The constitution is based on our national capacity to determine the course of our own lives, to become governors over ourselves, and to treat each other ethically with respect as individuals in a society for the sake of common welfare. This is Ghana's constitution. That is not what is found in the Bible. Indeed, comparing these two constitutions or two laws, which one is even better? In the Bible, because we are not gods, Yahweh can do anything to us. I no go agree. And for grace to be upon us, his son says, okay, I will pardon you until I come back and punish you. And you agree to this and you are hailing the son. And you are waiting for the son to come back and punish you. Oh my God. Why are we defending this? Why? All these I'm asking, they are questions. Why are we defending this? Abusia, yatena se akasa for over 2 hours. trying to ask questions. Nti say Yesu aba. No the moja na behukuru ye boni nyina na obeto ye. Why is he coming back to judge us? So where is the liberation? Where is the salvation? I want you to think deep about what we are defending in our continent. I don't have much to say again. I'm just asking questions. If you were Christian apologists, the platform is open 0244860092. May call.